The price of Bitcoin is forming a range on the 15-minute time frame in the last few days, which is proving itself to be high probability corrective, which means that the bias is actually to take out the highs at 79.6k at some point. Now, there's obviously a bearish case scenario that I want to explain in today's video update. Now, yesterday we did take out that fair value gap highs. We did get a little rejection of under $1,000. We also tapped it here again. And with the new information, it does look like that we have a proven 5-wave move to the upside and forming a corrective structure, which does mean that looking for higher here does make sense. However, where are the trading opportunities? Where are the scenarios? Well, shout out to Devil with his early morning post here, either for the impulsive move to the upside or for the ABC correction, already giving that potential setup, right, with good risk management. Shout out to Devil in the trading community. By the way, if you are interested, guys, in getting the latest updates every single day and getting people ready on what could potentially happen, you have the trading community, guys. Send me the word access down below and I'll share the information so you can join in. Now, before we go through the levels and the scenarios, I want to let you know that this content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. The information provided is not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decision. We're just zooming on the 15-minute time frame because we are looking mainly at this zone. I'm going to be providing the next updates. I am looking for my new trade setup. I haven't been trading in the last few days, so now that we've started the trading week, I've only got the swing long running, which most of the profits have been taken. So I'm looking to get into that good, nice trade to make the week, guys. If you are interested, the Legends trading community will be updated, of course, throughout today and the next coming days, because I am looking very carefully for that next trading setup. Now, looking at the 15-minute time frame, we talked about yesterday the local bearish case scenario, which was forming a contracting diagonal. Of course, a contracting diagonal does not look interesting till you have your 5-wave in. Okay, then you can obviously analyze the potential short on that bounce. That means that this could be a wave 1 or a wave A. However, we invalidated basically the contracting diagonal based on the latest move to the upside. So we did get the base channel here and we did hit the resistance zone of the channel. So it's no longer a contracting diagonal. This scenario is no longer relevant. And what looks more attractive is for that WXY scenario, right? Where we did mention yesterday the possible rejection from this zone, which we did. However, we're just basically trading in that level, just small little pullbacks from that fair value gap. Good for a scalp short, okay? Nothing too major, no big moves here. However, looking at the scenario that we mentioned yesterday for a potential finished WXY double zigzag or coming to the end stages here as explained yesterday, well, something that could look attractive is look for a 5-wave move to the upside very locally, right? Where you get the push up, you get rejected as explained here from that gap, as explained yesterday here. Correction. Are we in this corrective move, right? Which it could be a wave 2 or a wave B, right? Getting an impulse 5-wave structure to get above 77.7k here and having that correction also throughout Monday today, right? You can see that we got the move up and now it does look quite corrective. So are we going to follow that this is the end of the correction as explained yesterday? And we do get that 5-wave move here to the upside, right? Which is looking very, very interesting. So what I want to let you know here, there are a few scenarios that could develop having this 3-wave move to the downside, okay? I'm going to explain a couple of them and where it would be looking most attractive for a trading setup that I would be looking for, okay? Now, we have the first option, which is the bullish option, which is basically just forming an impulsive move to the upside, right? As explained yesterday, this could be the end. We form a wave 1, a wave 2, bang, we break out to the upside in that wave 3, right? Now, looking at this scenario, it's going to be very, very difficult to actually get into a solid short position below these highs. I understand that a lower high here could happen and come down, and it's one scenario that I want to explain. And we do have one major level that could be that guideline. It might be hit as I do upload this video, but it's something that we want to pay attention. But let's just run this bullish case scenario, which is forming an impulsive move where your wave 1 is in, your wave 2 is on the formation or finished, and we look for that wave 3 move to the upside to take out the highs. Now, what becomes interesting for this particular scenario is detect the 5-wave move to the upside. I am not particularly interested in that wave 3 for a short position or a long position on the wave 4 for this scenario. What does become interesting is that short trade detecting the 5th wave into great resistance zone. Now, detecting the 5th wave is great because it can mean that you can have a correction down, or you can actually, absolutely nuke to the downside here in the next coming weeks, right? Because it might be a local high and then we start a new downtrend. That's how I detected the swing long position back in July. The one that's remaining still is detecting that 5th wave down for that reversal in the next coming weeks. So that's what I'm very interested in here. It's not particularly if we short the 3rd wave or long the 4th wave. I'm not interested in these little movements, right? 3rd wave is great. Devil did already provide the potential of that move to the upside inside of the trading community today. Now, this scenario is going to be looking interesting. This will need a couple of days to develop naturally because you still need your wave 3, 4, and 5. What is interesting is the amount of resistance that we do have in between $80,000 and $81,000, where we have a range point of control, a daily, and a naked point of control. It's my job, if we do get that wave 3, 4, and then the 5th wave, to detect that 5th wave to come to the end stages here into one of these resistance levels. That's where I would be eyeing carefully. These are guidelines. I don't want these levels to be broken. If they're broken, I will not be in a short or adding to a short or any of that nonsense, guys. That is dangerous practice. I will be very carefully looking at these levels as guidelines to get into that potential good short opportunity, which might be a day trade short. It might be a swing short where I can hold to much lower prices. So that is scenario number 1. Where is the trading opportunity? In that 5th wave at the levels of confluence. Keeping it simple, I know that this is very much one scenario. So I need to remain patient because I am still needing the 3, 4, 5 waves of this potential impulse. I don't know if it's going to form, but if it is formed, I know what I'm looking for here at the resistance and how to execute this potential swing short position. Now, what are the other scenarios? Of course, if you have a 3-wave move to the downside, well, naturally, you can extend the correction. A longer triangle here could be on the formation 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, and this just extends for a few more days and it just continues in a boring range. Then obviously the opportunities would come later, detecting that next higher low for the E wave for a long to take out the highs. We're not going to talk about this. This becomes interesting once you have those 2 lower highs and the 2 higher lows being formed. We'll be following up if that is the scenario. It's not relevant at the moment, but one that looks interesting right now is an ABC flat. If you have a 3-wave down, it can be your A wave here, as you can see on the chart, which means that finding a 3-wave move to the upside for the B wave is also very much a scenario. Now, when we do take a look at the Fibonacci extension, we take a look at the pivot low here to the pivot high from this internal A wave for that B wave of the larger flat, right? We're looking for that zigzag here currently to form an ABC. Levels that do become relevant is the 1-to-1 to the 1-2-3-6 extension, which is a common target for the C wave. We don't have much confluence here in this area between 79 and 80.5K, right? This is purely relying on fib extensions, okay? So this taking out the high could form that SFP. I will take this high into consideration for a swing failure pattern just because there is that potential of a 3 down and a 3 up where either you do hit the 1-to-1 extension or the 1-2-3-6, which is just slightly taking out that high to then start getting the pullback for the C wave of this flat. So I'm paying attention to 79K and 79.6 here for that potential level. This is purely relying on Fibonacci levels. Now, the minimum target for a B wave of a flat is the 0.9 Fibonacci. 0.9 Fibonacci is also coming right there at the 1-to-1 extension, okay? That's the 0.9 fib minimum target for the B wave of a flat. So that's why the 79K level and 79.6K level is some levels that you could actually attempt a short if you do get the rejection. Remember, the rejection becomes your stop loss. So you give it a bit of room of stop loss above that rejection high. If it is broken, then it's no longer interesting for that short. So yes, we could form a larger flat structure here, and shorting the C wave could be pretty interesting, but I don't have great confluence. I only have the highs as an SFP liquidity grab, or the 1-to-1 extension. Okay, the 1-2-3-6 extension of this move is exactly at the high, so it could be pretty interesting. If it is broken, there's no adding to shorts, guys. It is an execution on the reaction of that level. So that is one scenario as well that looks pretty relevant now to happen throughout the next coming days. And we also have the other one, which would be the bearish one. Now, of course, just because this is high probability corrective and the bias is to take out the high, we want to acknowledge that we do have a bearish option, which would be a diagonal still. The other diagonal on the lower time frame has been invalidated, but because you have a larger three-wave down, and now we could form a larger three-wave up, then a three-wave down, and three-wave up, three-wave down, you form that larger contracting diagonal throughout the week here. Very, very possible. These are very, very difficult because the priority is this being corrective, okay? Forming a diagonal, predicting that a diagonal is going to be formed in a wave 2 is just not the right thing to do. Of course, if you have a major level that you can attempt a reaction trade on the entry, which we do have in this case, this is why I'm talking about it. Just be aware that you could form a leading diagonal to the downside. The diagonal becomes interesting once you have a 5-wave down, and you can have this as a wave 1 or wave 8. You get the correction back up into the golden pocket 7-8, and that becomes interesting if you have confluence. Of course, we would, because we have a range here. This is going to take a few days, but I would be willing, of course, to look for an aggressive short here if we were to form a diagonal. Predicting that you're going to form a diagonal and you're looking for a wave 2 and wave 3 here is just not too relevant, but only because we got the value area high of the range and that daily level. It could be an interesting short attempt, right? It could be an interesting reaction, right? You form a zigzag up and then the market moves down. And because we are having this zone as a high probability correction and the bias is to take out the high, it doesn't mean it cannot be bearish, right? I've been caught with diagonals before, right? Where it looks corrective and at the end of the day, you dump down and you form that contracting diagonal to the downside. So be aware that this is still very much a possibility. A fake out from the local highs. We just missed it by a couple of dollars here, almost hitting the highs. But it is important to form a zigzag up here. A diagonal needs to be formed by zigzag, right? Well, there's two types, of course. But this particular scenario where wave 1 would be a zigzag move down, then obviously you need all of the waves being zigzag. So you need to take out those local highs for this to be relevant. And we have a daily level at 78.3K. So if that is rejected, it could be an attempt to get into that short. And this is only executed if you reject from the daily. We manage risk very, very carefully. And this could be a great trade, okay? It could be a great trade. You don't need to risk too much. I don't need to risk too much. I know the level that needs to be respected, and it's that daily level, keeping it simple. If we break out, then obviously I'm taking a look at the highs, and I won't be holding a short, okay? This is how we do it. This is basically it, guys. Just a local 15-minute update. We will be doing the follow-ups in the trading community throughout the day to see if we do have any new setups as the price action forms. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.